Google held their I/O Developers Conference last Thursday, revealing many of their newest innovations. But for most, the real bombshell was the unveiling of its new plans for its newly restructured and renamed AI team, Google DeepMind, which included details of Palm 2, its submodel variations, and other Google product line improvements. But the real showstopper was the announcement of their brand new artificial general intelligence, multimodal, large language model codenamed Gemini. Gemini has the potential to take the lead back from OpenAI in the AI race. However, many are skeptical after Google's stunt to release their half-baked Bard in response to ChatGPT's overwhelming success a few months back, and some industry experts fear this huge announcement could be empty hype to buy more time. But before you draw any conclusions, watch this video to the end, and you will have the information needed to decide for yourself if this new Gemini is truly a GPT-4 killer. Google is well known for continually pushing AI boundaries, and Gemini embodies this commitment. It's their version of an extremely large multimodal language model, which has potential as a competitor for ChatGPT. This is due to Gemini's focus on planning and memory, areas where ChatGPT often struggles. Google has stated that Gemini is still in the training and fine-tuning stage, but has all the components of being the knockout punch to ChatGPT. This isn't just speculation either. Google has already released an official statement and foretold the substantial investment they're making to outperform GPT-4. Let's face it, Google has been the leader of search for 2 decades now and understands what is at stake if they don't keep up the pace, or they may never catch up and end up like Netscape Navigator did in the browsers wars of the late 90s. As AI becomes progressively smarter, it inches closer to a point where it could itself train the next generation of AI, leading to exponential growth. When AI trains the new AI, it improves upon itself in each version, and does so at 100 times the speed that humans can do, eventually getting to a point that the AGI is sentient and completely independent of its human creators. The fact alone that Google has invested billions into Gemini shows the utmost importance they are placing on this project. They've mentioned several exciting projects, including their recent Wave LM music project, which is another future video entirely. But they discussed a lot more than just text-based interactions with Gemini, but also focusing on multimodal aspects. Text input to an LLM is the single biggest throttle to human-to-LLM interactions, and now with Gemini being confirmed by Google as being multimodal, the potential for human-to-AI interaction speed will increase substantially. Google has merged teams comprised from DeepMind and Gemini. They have effectively created a highly specialized team working together on Gemini. This team has a history of groundbreaking achievements, including members of previous highly skilled teams, such as Google Brain, Google Assistant, Google Research Robotics, Google Vision, Google Cloud AI, Google Translate Team, and the list goes on. They've been consistently ahead of their competitors, and combining Google's vast resources and expertise towards Gemini should lead to groundbreaking advancements in the AI field. Members of this same team were also responsible for AlphaGo, which combined an advanced search tree with deep neural networks to beat the world's best player in a game called Go. They also introduced Transformers back in 2017, a new open-source architecture that OpenAI has now used as the foundation for building ChatGPT. They also developed Google DeepMind's WaveNet, which generated lifelike voices from simple text prompts. And they also created AlphaFold, which accurately predicted the 3D structure of proteins based solely on their amino acid sequences, which has already started to revolutionize biology and medicine like never before seen. While Google has made their mark on the AI industry, they've often spread their focus across several projects, rather than pinpoint focusing on just one. While ChatGPT, on the other hand, gained its recent popularity due to its focus on developing an effective chatbot using LLMs. But because of Google's diversity, it has a range of AI software that can perform many various tasks. However, the company hasn't fine-tuned these models yet, and have stated they are focusing their current efforts on fine-tuning, training, and most importantly, safety. Here's something else to consider. 3 weeks ago, a research paper was published that discusses the upscaling of large language models' token limits to 1 million tokens and possibly more using technology called RMT, which stands for Recurrent Memory Transformer. In simple terms, it outlines a way to enable large language models to accommodate 1 million tokens in a context window without overtaxing the overhead computational system of the large language model. Why is this so important, you may ask? Imagine you are conversing with ChatGPT. After a few paragraphs, it starts to forget the details from the beginning of the conversation. Well, this is exactly what happens with the current 8,000 and 32,000 token models. Being able to utilize a 1 million token limit would be game-changing for the AI industry. Given Google's history and well-known reputation of innovation and always ending up being top dog in the technology sector, and bear in mind that Google hasn't released details on this yet, but I believe this technology could and is integrated into Gemini. The token size window length has been a long-standing barrier for large language models. Now consider an AI that can remember 1 million tokens. It could process content as lengthy as the entire Matrix trilogy screenplay and still have room left over. The applications and potential use cases of this mind-boggling and far more expansive than those limited to 4,000 and 32,000 tokens. This would greatly enhance AI's memory and processing power. That would mean not only a better understanding of context, but also the ability to tackle much larger and more complex tasks. Just imagine having a conversation with an AI that can remember every single interaction you've ever had with it, or an AI that can draft the script for an entire feature-length movie in a single go, remembering every detail from the first scene to the last. These are just a few examples of what could be possible with such a large token limit. Furthermore, Google's Gemini project seems to be aimed at addressing some of the limitations of GPT models. Notably, the inclusion of planning and memory in Gemini suggests that Google is aiming to create an AI that can not only respond to prompts, but also plan its responses and remember previous interactions. This would be a significant step forward in making AI interactions more human-like. Looking at Google's history of accomplishments in the AI race, such as AlphaGo, Transformer, WaveNet, and AlphaFold, it's clear that the company has a track record of pushing boundaries and achieving breakthroughs. If the same people from teams that were behind these innovations are now working on Gemini, it's reasonable to anticipate that Gemini will represent another major technological breakthrough. We can also expect that Gemini will be multimodal, as Google has emphasized this aspect multiple times in their developers conference. This suggests that Gemini will be able to process and generate not only text, but also other types of data, like images, video, and audio. This opens up an even wider range of applications, from understanding and generating music and images to understanding and generating speech. The possibilities are endless. Overall, while it's still early days and we'll have to wait to see what Gemini can actually do, it's clear that Google is making a significant push in the AI space. If they succeed in implementing the innovations they're planning with Gemini, it could indeed shake up the entire industry and potentially outperform even the likes of GPT-4 and GPT-5. And given Google's track record, it would be unwise to bet against them. As such, I think it's fair to say that we should all be keeping a close eye on the Gemini project in the coming near future. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We're a new channel and appreciate you, the viewer, and hope to get even better at delivering this type of content as we learn and get better.